We'll just now see why it is so, but so higher the value of capacitor, this time duration becomes shorter and shorter, and there will be some waveform for during that time. What happens? The diodes are get conducting to make it charge. So, at that time there will be some diode current, and what will be the current in the diode will be one current at this at here and another current here. Shape of this current is not so important right now, but it is something like this. Because it just started charging, so the current will be very high, and the current goes on decreasing as the charging is taking place. So, the typically like your exponential decay. The area under this curve is equal to charge. So, the amount of charge that it is acquired during the charging time T1 to T2 are equal to tau is equal to what? The amount of charge that it has lost during the discharge time, right? And how much is the amount of charge it lost during discharge time? Because during discharge time the diodes are not giving any current. So, the only current is coming from this capacitor to the load. So, the amount of current that is continuously to it is some current to the load, let us approximate it by equal to EDC, IDC, the amount of current that it is given, because continuously it has to draw IDC from the power supply. So, IDC into T by 2 minus tau is the amount of charge that the capacitor lost during the discharge time, and that should be equal to the area under that curve. Right? If tau decreases as C increases, the Vt decreasing, right? But the value must be almost constant. Tau is negligible compared to T by T by 2. Tau is negligible compared to T by 2. So, this value should be made up by this, and as C goes on increasing, this width goes on decreasing. For the same value of this constant value, this should go up now. So, the current will go up, diode current will go up. Are you understanding this or not? Because this much amount of charge is being given, which is lost during this time, they should be equal, and then this is approximately T by 2, and as capacitor goes on, this goes on decreasing. So, the peak has to go up. So, the diode current will go on, peak current in the diode will go up as the capacitor goes on increasing. So, if you go on arbitrarily increase the value of capacitance to filter out, you see the effect of this load on the rectifier itself. So, if you go on increasing the value of C, the diode requirement will be high peak current, and this is another specification of a diode. So, there are three specifications for a diode. One is how much is the DC current you are drawing out of it, and the second one is how much is the peak current demand on it, and the third one is how much is the PIV. So, all the three specifications which have to be given when you are choosing these diodes here are there in the bridge rectifier. And unfortunately, if C goes on increasing, good for us, there will be more like a flat curve here, because the time constant will be very large. The time constant is very large, the decrease will be small. So, it will be almost like a straight line here. However, if the C increases, we have this accompanying problem that the peak current demand on the diode will increase. So, because of this reason, you will have to do some give and take and choose a value, obviously not too high, but some respectable value in between the low value and the high value. One side you want to decrease the ripple, and the other side you want to decrease the diode current. In a very simplified model for the ripple, what people do is that waveform, which is a waveform something like this, is approximated by a waveform like this. And this over the VDC, there is a variation of some value equal to ER. What I am doing? I am assuming that this exponential curve is a straight line and this one is a straight line. So, I make a very crude approximation, but a good enough approximation for our analysis. So, now the waveform actually that two exponents I am approximating by a waveform like this, and this is a quite good approximation as long as C is large enough, because the duration of this will be extremely small compared to T by 2. So, as a result of that, this is a reasonable approximation. This simplifies your life, because if you want to calculate T1 and T2, you will have to solve very complex equations to find out what is the value of T1 and what is the value of T2. If you are too fastidious, you can do that, but it is a very involved analysis. So, people normally simplify this by saying that waveform is something like this. Now, I can find what is the RMS value of this ripple, because this is DC, this is going up and down by ER. So, how much is RMS value of this triangular waveform? This also we have done it in the previous class, the RMS value of a triangular waveform, and using that result it comes out to be, let me see, I do not want to do that. ERMS ripple is equal to ER by 2 root 3. This is RMS value of this, and ripple factor R is equal to ER by 2 root 3 divided by EDC.